Hi everyone, welcome to Border Tanks with stewiejp. I'm Stewie and this is the Tier 8 heavy tank, the German heavy tank, the Tiger 2. The Tiger 2, some people love it, some people hate it. When I had mine, I absolutely adored mine. And I'm lucky enough to now have ground all the way to the E100. But in this game's set to be by Nightsight from SBNA clan. And Nightsight's loving his Tiger 2. He actually commented me, so how good is this tank? It's absolutely awesome. It's when you're top tier, like in this one, this is an encounter battle on Ruinberg, and he needs to, when we check out the ammunition, 320 average damage, 225 penetration with armour piercing rounds, 285 with APCR, and of course when you're top tier like this, you generally won't need APCR, but when you might come up against the Defender, the IS6, the KV5. KV5, I wouldn't think you would need APCR, but I mean that Defender can be a tough nut to crack, and this replay is a little bit old, and I reckon it would have been just about when the Defenders first come out, so it would be believable that nobody really knows how to penetrate them, or people, you know, your average player hasn't come across them too much. I know when they first come out they seem to be everywhere, but on Ruinberg, Banana Head, on Ruinberg, he's got the Tiger 2. Now this game will really demonstrate how good the Tiger 2's armour can be, especially when you angle correctly. Chaffee on the enemy side gets taken out in the field. A lot of the tanks on Nightsight's team have taken the field, so when that happens, you really need to make sure you don't die in the city. Of course, in encounter mode, the objective is in the middle of the city, the white flag. A lot of people don't play encounter mode. I don't. I might one day soon. But you either got to cap it out, and it takes 4 minutes for one person to cap it out. That'll go through 351 damage into the IS6, and of course the other option is to kill all the enemy tanks. And let's hope that that's what they're going to do. Gets a bouncy shot into the IS6. I think he got him right on the corner of that angled armour. Looking at the IS now, waiting for that gun to reload. Of course, the reload's not too bad on the Tiger tank, considering it does 320 or 340 average damage. But in this lineup, he really needs to be careful. He doesn't want to get shot by artillery. He's on full health here, but look at the map. Only 2 other friendly tanks have come with him to the objective, the OI and the IS. The enemy tank have, I reckon, 6. There's the IS6, the T150, the ISU 152, the IS, the Defender, and I reckon there might be one more tank there. You won't be happy that shot bounced on the ISU 152, because that's a gun that can really put some damage into the Tiger 2. Besides, it's probably worthwhile taking a hit if he can manage to get rid of the IS6, the top tier Russian heavy tank. The IS6 backs out just a little bit too much, and Nightsight does the right thing and picks up the kill. He gets shot and only tracked by that tank destroyer. Puts a shell into it, the ISU 152, taking him down to a one-shot. Does take a damaging shot from the KV5, loses his engine, but he's already used his repair kit, so this, you'd imagine for the bulk of this game he's going to be stuck where he is, because once an engine's gone, there's not much you can do on the other side of the map. But thankfully on the other side of the map, Nightsight's teammates, it looks like they're ahead on the eastern flank. Steyr Waffenträger, Tier 7 German premium tank destroyer, picks up the kill on that ISU 152, and that's probably the most dangerous gun on this side of the map. There are still a number of enemy tanks. He gets 350 into the Tier 7 IS and gets tracked again from the KV5, but doesn't take any more damage. Still got a good amount of health left. His team's down by 2 tanks, but he knows that he's got these dead tanks in front of him for a bit of cover, and he can also angle his tank well and confidently bounce a lot of these enemy tanks. The IS gets taken down to 222 hit points of health from, I think it was the T69 behind him then, as Nightsight just misses the cupola on the Tier 7 Russian heavy tank. The T50 shoots at him, he'll confidently bounce that all day, and that IS shoots already. He ricochets the cupola, or wouldn't have been the cupola, it would have been the turret on the Tier 7 Russian heavy, and now Nightsight just playing a game of hold the corner. You can bounce all these tanks all day long if he's armoured correctly, and that's exactly what he's doing. He's already blocked 990 hit points of damage, make that 1380, and hopefully this one will pick up the kill. It does. Now his team's comfortably in the lead. There's a T150 and a KV5 trying to cap this out. There's nowhere near enough time to cap this out, not with the Tiger 2 there. The OI and the T69 very hesitant to move forward, but Nightsight doing the right thing and keeping these tanks lit up. Puts a damaging shot only for 244 that time into the premium Russian heavy tank, the KV5. The T150 still hanging around, and all he's really doing is bouncing Nightsight in his German heavy tank. I think the T150's just sort of realised that. KV5 moves out the way, so Nightsight picks up his third kill on that T150. Somebody else sets a KV5 on fire. He definitely hasn't got an automatic fire extinguisher, but the T69, that's who's setting on fire, picks up the kill on the premium German heavy tier 8 tank, and with the score on 14-7, I don't think Nightsight's going to catch that T25 AT before his teammates get to him, or is he? He's just, there he goes, he does get a shot into him. He's on 3,643 damage, 2,280 damage blocked, and he's joined a platoon with the WZ131 in order to claim himself a medal. As we have a look at the post-game battle results, it is an Ace Tanker Mastery Badge, which is an absolute ripper for Nightsight in his Tiger 2. It's also a shell-proof medal, having the total damage blocked by armour exceed the hit points of his vehicle. 5 for effect. The Brothers in Arms for platooning up with that WZ131 at the end. It's a good way to gift yourself a couple of medals whenever that opportunity arises. The Steel Wall for getting the most hits of any player on your team and survive. And of course the High Caliber for all that damage that he did. Second page of the post-game battle results, 3,643 damage for his 3 kills, 1181 base experience, and of course that WZ131 had a good game too. Remember, he's only a tier 7 light tank, 1591 damage and 3 kills, and also the user, the new Korean player at his T69, had a good game as well with his 4 kills. So that's 10 kills between the 3 of them. He fired 19 shots, 16 hit and 12 did damage, 3,643 hit points of damage. He blocked 2,280, that's why he got the Steel Wall, and a little bit of assisted damage as well. Cost him a few credits. I reckon there might have been some premium ammunition maybe used. I didn't notice it, but the gameplay was pretty action-packed, so it was pretty hard for me to keep up with all that kind of stuff. But it wasn't a bad game from Nightsight, from SBNA clan in that game. As we move on to the second game, he's top tier again. This time he's from the other side, pardon me. He's from the other side of Ruenberg, not Erlenberg, and he's going straight for the objective again. He'll be hoping he can do exactly the same thing he did in the last battle and carry it hard and maybe pick himself up another Ace Tanker Mastery Badge in the Tiger 2, the tier 8 German heavy tank. Lots of tier 6s in this game, and he'll be licking his lips saying, well, that's going to be easy damage. We'll damage that all day. There are 2 enemy artilleries, tier 5 and tier 6 artillery. Of course, that tier 5 artillery player is platooning with a tier 6 medium. That's why he is in a tier 8 game. So Nightsight won't be worried too much about those artilleries, but he still needs to probably bear it in mind. It's something I try and bear in mind whenever I'm in a heavy tank or something that's going to be a big target, such as the big Japanese heavies. They lose the 59-16 on the other side of the map early on, as Nightsight has a bit of a peek around the corner up the guts of this road. He spots the T29, looks like he's clearly spotted. Maybe there's no sixth sense there, I'm not sure, I didn't see it go off. Puts a shell into the hull of the T29, and he wants to keep these tanks licked. He's got some backup there in the Leo. He doesn't want that Leo taking shots from these enemy tanks. It's a pretty handy tank, the Leo, but it doesn't have any armour. That's one thing it doesn't have. Gets one more shot into the T29 before the T29 backs back around the corner. Of course, the tier 7, pardon me, the tier 7 American heavy tank is known to be a very, very handy tank, and he's platooned up with a tier 8 as well. It's another mismatch in the matchmaking with that M6 who's already dead. 6, 7 and 8 in one platoon. That's a recipe for disaster. Imagine if that was a tier 10 game. Anyway, 2-1's the score. Nightsight's already picked up 927 damage and 755 damage block. That's not me zooming out, that's Nightsight. I've got this totally on Nightsight's point of view, this replay. T29 feeling brave again, so Nightsight puts a shot into the bottom of the hull. Probably a little bit unlucky that he didn't pick up the kill there. He left him on 17 hit points. But he's definitely patient. He's going to show his patience and continue to look through this gap in the building. There's a T29, an E4 and a T37 last spotted on that road. Looks like the Super Pershing, the T26 E4, is gone for the base. So Nightsight moving forward, which is the right thing to do. He probably wants to get rid of that T29 just by one small shot should be enough. It looks like the AMX ELC might be getting a little bit brave there. Unlucky, bounces that shot. He probably should have aimed a little bit better. 2 tanks capping, now just 1 capping. Of course, in counter mode, it takes ages for 1 tank to cap. It takes close to 4 minutes. Could be wrong. I've been wrong once before. Only once. Gets a shot, damages the T26E4 Super Pershing, the Tier 8 Premium American medium tank. The one with premium matchmaking. And of course the Super Pershing's distracted by the AMX ELC. Probably should have aimed at the side of the turret there. Would have easily penetrated the side of the turret. Now he's looking for weak spots. He gets a shot in the base of the hull. Cops a shot from the M44 and the M41. Both artilleries. Damages his ammo rack. He needs to fix that. He does with a quick tap of the 4 key. And that T26E4, the Super Pershing, is on very low health, but there's nobody else really pushing it. All the other tanks on Nightsight's side are pushing the eastern flank. And there's just a couple of TDs sitting back in the STRV Meatball 72 tank on the west. Now it's not known for its speed, the Tiger II, but if he can get in a position where he can aim his gun down this road, all those tanks will be free damage, as long as he can trade well and bounce shots from them and put shots into. The AMX ELC does a good job spotting that VK30-01P there. Looks like the T28 prototype's already fired, and it's going to, you don't want to shoot it there with AP rounds. He's got premium ammunition loading now though for that VK45-02A and the T28 prototype, probably the 2 most heavily armoured tanks on the enemy side remaining. 7-6 the score, so they're winning, but he's not out of it yet. He's providing some good cover for these tanks that are capping, and also hopefully a distraction to try and stop those tanks from pushing through. Chipping away at the T28 prototype as well. That M41 HMC gets taken out by the Ike 90B as Nightsight chips away again at the VK45-02A. He's on 2 kills, 2,970 hit points of damage done, 13-15 damage blocked as he cops a bit of damage from the VK and doesn't land a shot into the T28 prototype. This M4A3 E8 and the VK up here doing a good job though, chipping away at these tanks. The IS that's camping right at the back and this T3485. They also helped the IKV 90 tank snipe out the M41 artillery. Bounces a shot of the VK, but he's on fire, so he just needs to wait for him to burn out. Get the Cromwell picks up the kill. That's got to be some kind of mission. Setting a Tier 8 tank on fire in a Tier 6 tank. I hope for the Cromwell's sake that he had that mission enabled. The ELC runs past the T28 prototype and just made him say, what the hell was that? As Nightsight takes the Tier 8 American tank destroyer down to a 1 shot. He is aiming his way, he does cop a bit of damage, but he picks up his 3rd kill. And there's only 3 tanks left, the VK30-01P, the T3485 and that camping IS. Those last 2 tanks are now pushing on to the lower tier tanks up here, while Nightsight, the STRV and the Cromwell try and get rid of this 30-01. There's 1 shell into the side of the Tier 6 German medium tank, and he'll be able to bounce this thing's shells all day long. Just keep going forward, mate, you'll get him. Keep going forward, he won't be able to damage her. He's got an injured driver here, so he's not going to get anywhere in a rush. He's definitely going to pick up kill number 4 though, sending that VK30-01P back to the garage. He pings the map a little bit. I'd be pinging as I was driving forward if I were you, Nightsight. You've got the armour. Oh, the IS could... Yeah, the IS could certainly send him back to the garage with 1 shot if he was lucky enough to penetrate. He's hoping the STRV and the Cromwell light this IS and the T3485. But I'm guessing if they're the kind of player that camps at A6 in an encounter mode, They're not top tier, but you're not going to do anything back there. You're not going to contribute at all. If they're the kind of players that camp there in a heavy tank or a medium tank, they're probably the kind of players that will run up to A0 to try and get away. But Cromwell gets killed. Nightsight not lucky enough to be able to get a shot, or can he? It's just sort of, he blind fires towards that IS. And yes, he's doing right now. It's time to start moving forward, and the closer you are, the more chance of landing a shot on it. You can bounce that T-34-85 all day long if he's angled correctly, and the T-34-85 would have to be pretty lucky to kill him. But it'd take 2 or 3 shots, even if they all landed. Not sure where he was looking there, looking behind him maybe to see where that Ferdinand's going. Ferdinand going very, very slowly in the wrong direction. Maybe he's looking for some cap points. The GW Panther indicates he's ready to fire by hitting the F8 key, and the IKV-90B starting to move forward, trying to light up that T-34-85. Nightsight would dearly love another kill here. He's gone 4,303 damage. He's blocked 13-15, and he won't be happy that his driver's dead, which is really affecting the speed of this already slow Tier 8 German heavy tank. There he is. The height tank went straight past him. There he is. There's the shot. Thank you very much for kill number 5, says Nightsight from SNBA Clan, as he picks up the last kill of the game. And it's yet another Ace Tanker Mastery Badge in the Tiger 2, the Tier 8 German heavy tank. Hand of God, duelist, fired up, 5 for effect, and of course the high caliber. I reckon if he still had an alive driver at the end of that game, he might have been able to pick up a top gun by getting 6 kills, but you can't complain about how he played that one. 4,621 hit points of damage for his 5 kills, 1291 base experience. He fired 25 shots, 23 hit, and 17 went through. 4,621 damage, 13-15 blocked. Absolute ripper. Cost a bit of coin though, because I reckon he must have fired some premium ammunition somewhere, or some premium consumables, but looking at that, 63,500, that's what it would have been, APCR. But anyway, 2 pretty awesome games featuring Nightsight from SBNA Clan. It is favourite tank, the Tiger 2. Well, I don't know if it's his favourite tank or not, but it's a Tiger 2. I loved it when I have it. I hope you've got one. I hope you enjoy yours if you do. Thanks for the replays, Nightsight. Thanks for watching, everyone. Take care, and see you all next time.